Hey guys, guess what? Today is my official first video showing you guys how to cook. I know you guys flood my DMs and some of you threaten me when I post my cooking, but guess what? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make pollo guisado. And I got my little helper with me today, so he's gonna be chopping up some onions and some potatoes, and he's gonna be helping me cook.
Today we're making pollo guisado and roca candules. So, I probably said that wrong, but...
He did. We're making arroz con habichuelas and pollo guisado,
wrong.
Which basically is kind of like a chicken stew with potatoes and carrots and a Puerto Rican version, and it's
rice and beans.
And we're making white rice with
pink beans.
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my hair up because
you don't want your hair to get in the food.
You don't want your hair to get in the food, and my hair is long, and I washed it today, so it's a lot going on, but I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Boom, get the baby hairs popping.
Mom, we're not doing a makeup tutorial or a hair
I
tutorial.
know, but you know, I kind of look cute with my hair in a bun today. What you think?
Okay.
What you think?
It looks good. Now let's get to the cooking.
Now let's get to the cooking.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna kind of give you guys a rundown of everything that I have, just so you can see everything before I start cooking it and everything disappears. Red potatoes, you're gonna need red potato, 1 green pepper, some Spanish olives. Just get a bag of carrots. It's probably the easiest thing, honestly. Instead of buying carrots and chopping it up, you can just get them already peeled and cut. Pink beans, habichuelas, Goya tomato sauce. So make sure you get the small one. Adobo. You're gonna need adobo. And sazon. Okay. Make sure the box that you have says y achote. So you get the right one, okay? Makes a big difference. You want everything to be fresh. That's where everything is gonna taste 10 times better. Get fresh cilantro, fresh oregano right here.
You're wondering where's your handsome son? Like, where is he? What is he doing? I'm doing my homework. Don't worry, I'll be back.
Goodbye. Bay leaves, you're gonna need that. Need 1 onion, black pepper, plantains. If you follow my story, then you see I usually make my sofrito from scratch. Honestly, I didn't really have the time for it today, so I bought these. What this is basically is a cilantro cooking base. Use it for rice, beans, soup, all of that stuff. This one is a sofrito tomato cooking base. What's in here is green peppers, onions, cilantro, garlic, olive oil. Same thing used for rice, beans, soup, stews, all of that stuff. So I'm gonna use both of these together. When I make my homemade sofrito, it's basically all of those ingredients together. All of that mixed up into the blender, and it creates basically that type of sauce. Mine's is better than that, but that's another story. Didn't have time to do all of that today, so I kind of just got it pre-made, which is probably easier for a lot of you guys. Olive oil, you're gonna need olive oil. Make sure that you use long grain rice. I prefer this brand, the golden canela one, just because I really like how it cooks and I like how it tastes. So these are all the ingredients that you're gonna need. If I happen to add anything at the end, then I'll let you guys know, but that's pretty much everything that you're gonna need. I have 2 packs of chickens, this one. So I did wings and I did chicken thighs. You can make it, you know, with thighs, drumsticks. Some people go the boneless route, but we like bone-in meat around here. Okay. So yeah, so the first step is clean your meat. Clean your meat.
Clean it.
Once you have all your chicken in a big bowl, you're going to clean it. Okay, so now that your meat is clean, you cut some of the fat off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna season the meat. So I'm just adding some adobo all over. Looks like a lot, but remember this is going into a pot, so it needs to soak. Pepper, black pepper, just put it all over, get under the skin, all of that. Okay, here's some sazon. I'm gonna sprinkle that all over. You're gonna see your chicken is gonna turn like a little bit orangey. It's gonna give it some color. Just get that all over. I have some Cajun seasoning. I'm running low, as you can see, but it gives it some extra flavor. This is some dry oregano. It's already cut up and easier to use to season. Make sure you season your meat well, okay? Season it up. Then you're gonna flip it over and do the same. And you're just gonna use the same seasonings all over on the back side. Chicken should kind of look somewhat like this when you're done. So I got this from Bed Bath & Beyond. This, I'm telling you, is worth it. I think it was about 25 bucks. You see it's flat on this side. If you flip it over, it has kind of like a grill side where you can like get them grill marks on your chicken, on your meat, on your steaks or whatever. It is worth the investment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this flat side. Just kind of drizzle a tiny bit, not a lot. You're not gonna cook your chicken all the way through. It's gonna cook in the pot with the potatoes and the carrots and everything, but let it brown for about 4 minutes on each side. After the browning process, your chicken should look like this. Potatoes are gonna go in the pot with the chicken and the carrots. So that's why these are a little bit bigger, because it's gonna take a little bit longer to cook. Save one potato. This potato you're gonna cut up a little bit smaller because this one is gonna go into the beans. These are gonna go with the chicken and these are gonna go inside the beans. So now you should have your chicken browned, your cut up green peppers, your potatoes cut up. Remember, these are going, the bigger ones are going in the pot with the chicken, and these smaller ones are for the beans. And you should also have your onions already miced up. The carrots, if you get them already peeled and cut up, then you should be good on that. And now we are ready to start. I have everything already cut up and prepped. It's probably easier if you do that in the beginning, so you're not doing it as you're cooking. If you do chop up everything in the beginning, it'll be a whole lot easier. Now this can is 8 ounces. I actually ended up adding 2 of these. Make sure you get a big pot also. Something big enough to hold everything. Of the sazon, and throw that in there right on top. Olive oil, the sofrito. Between the sofrito cooking base and the cilantro, I added probably about 1 cup total. This is gonna give all the flavor. Small handful of the fresh cilantro. The whole springs in there. Spanish olives. I ended up using half of the bottle because I love olives, but if you don't like it, it's not mandatory. I know it looks like I'm pouring a whole lot of seasoning in here, but remember, water's going in, it's gonna dilute it a bit, and you want it flavorful. This is gonna be like a stew situation, so it has to be really flavorful, because when you put the chicken in there, you want everything to soak up and to absorb all of that flavor. Make sure you're tasting as you go. Make sure that it's really flavorful. Remember, water's going in, so it has to be really, really flavorful. That I just showed you, you're kind of gonna just let it come to a boil, and then you're gonna add the water. 4 cups of water, and then I'm going to add all my potatoes in. Now that I added the potatoes and the carrots, I'm just going to cover it, and I'm going to put it on high, and I'm just going to let it kind of boil all together. Maybe about 15-20 minutes before I add the chicken in. Okay, so I had this in here for 15 minutes. All that was boiling for 15 minutes. Now I am going to add the chicken into the pot. Cooking this, you want to make sure that your meat is covered and your meat is kind of like inside of, you know, of everything. You don't want it to be poking out too much. I have a whole lot of meat right now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add more water, and I'm gonna add a couple more ingredients to it. So because my meat is not kind of like all the way in, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some more water. I'm gonna add some more water until it's kind of, you know, soaking inside. Keep it covered and kind of just keep on checking on it. Once your vegetables are soft and your meat is done, that's really about it. I'm gonna end up adding some more ingredients. Now make sure you taste it as you're going, because you want to make sure that it tastes good. You want to make sure that it's really flavorful. So I'm going to taste it just to make sure that the water didn't dilute it too much. I'm going to add some more of this in there. Just to kind of like bring some more of that flavor back, since I added a lot of more water to kind of cover the chicken. I'm gonna add some more of this also. Add that flavor back. Take a spoon and kind of just mix everything in there. I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves. Also add 1 full stalk of oregano. And just kind of just drop it in there. Push it down. Keep the lid on. Keep checking on it. I would give it maybe like an additional 30 minutes. So I have a small pot here. And I'm going to just throw the small potatoes in that I cut up for the beans. And kind of just like cook them a little bit. The beans cooks like really fast. And sometimes if you put the potatoes in with the beans, they won't be done. Okay, so you're gonna add a little bit of olive oil to a small pot and saute your green peppers and your miced onions. These are gonna go in the beans. Doesn't take too long to cook, so I'm gonna kind of saute it before, as I did with the potatoes, just so I can add it into the beans. So sorry guys, I was in a frenzy. I ended up needing to switch pots. I switched the pollo guisado into another pot and the beans. And this one, my camera went out and I didn't get to record the process of making the beans. But let me tell you real quick, what you're going to do is you're going to drain the beans out. You're going to put the beans in a pot along with a pack of sazon, 1.5 packs. You're going to add garlic to it, adobo, sofrito, oregano, water, fresh cilantro, and 1 cup of the, 1 can of the tomato sauce, the Goya one, which is 8 ounces. Then you're kind of going to just let everything boil together. The tomatoes, the potatoes are already kind of soft. The beans don't take long enough to make. So the potatoes are already kind of soft. They should be. You're going to add the onions, the peppers, everything. Some seasoning. Here goes some black pepper. And just kind of like season it up to your liking. You're going to add water. You don't want it too watery, but not too thick either. So you're kind of just going to play the water part by ear. And then just mix it all together and, you know, put the lid on and let it cook for maybe about like 20 minutes or so. Just keep checking on it. You don't want it to overcook and the beans to open up and explode, but leave it on medium while it's cooking. I have 2 cups of rice right here. You're going to wash your rice first, add water, olive oil, and some salt, and that's pretty much it. It's so hard giving exact measurements because I'm so used to cooking, so I don't really pay attention to, you know, how many cups, how many teaspoons. It's kind of like just secondhand for me. But hopefully I did a good job on showing you guys, you know, how much to put in. Like I said, it always determines on each person. Some people, you know, like things different way. This is just how I like it, how I like my food. Okay, plantains are easy. You're just gonna slit it open, peel it, and then kind of basically just cut it on a diagonal like this. And once you're done, just put it in some oil and fry it. That's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. This is everything all done. Got the platano maduros, white rice, your beans, and the pollo guisado. So everything should look like this when it's all done. We have finally wrapped the video. Your plate should look like this. And this is how you make arroz con habichuelas, pollo guisado, and plátano maduros. You guys subscribe and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.